Okay, now we're going to start to develop our slab, remembering that the profile we've just created will be adding to the slab afterwards, and it will come out for 150 mils on each side. Just to have a look at that, let's go in and have a look at that completed slab again. Here it is. Here we've got our set down, and you can see that there's that 150 set down all the way around, with this slab just being slightly level, or being exactly level with our top of our slab edge. Okay, first thing we need to do is draw up our slab there, and what we're going to do is to go over and have a look at the drawing. Now this drawing is available to you with these measurements added in a PDF on the Moodle site called Slab Dimensions, House Slab Dimensions, and you can see the dimension here is 7,000 from one side of the house to the other, and if we want to have 150 on each side, we're going to have to reduce that by 300 overall. So this one's going to be 6,7, and you can see the rest of them there I have put in. One interesting thing here, there's a lot of different measurements just along here, and in fact when we get to this point here, sometimes it's better to stop and actually start again from this corner, and I'll show you that as we go along. Okay, so if we go back, we will get into our project file, which is our SS1 house, and we'll come into architecture, and in floor we'll pick floor architectural. That gives us a chance to pick different floor types. Remember to pick the concrete slab 100, not the concrete slab 100 with tiles. We're going to use that for something else, so we just want this one at this stage. Okay, so now when we've clicked on that, you'll notice that we have this modifier create floor boundary area come up here with two big a tick and a cross. If you see that, when you try and do anything else, it'll all be greyed out. So if you find yourself lost a bit and everything's greyed out and you can't get anything to work, it's more than likely you need to come down here and either hit the cross or the tick to get back to where you want to be. We're going to draw this with some lines, so I'm going to click on Lines tool there, and it's going to be situated somewhere around in the middle of these elevation markers, and so it doesn't matter exactly where I am at this stage, so I'm just going to click to start here. I could try and just measure it out. Remember, I need 6,700 for this first one, but you can just get it parallel, or sorry, horizontal. As you can see, the little dash lines mean that it's horizontal, and type in what you want and hit enter, but make sure it is on the horizontal or the vertical at this stage. Obviously this one's going to be 1900 and 600, and enter, and I'll draw the rest in for this little bit here, and then I'll show you about how I mean coming back to the start. So I'll just pause for a minute, complete this. Okay, I've got round to there, and the figures are confusing me a little bit there, so what I suggest is you hit escape a couple of times, and that brings you back just to a pointer. Come up and select your line tool again and start from this end. So I want to come down from here, 5,900, enter, across. There's no change in the dimension here, so it'll be 1850, and enter. And we've got down 3,600, and we'll come back again. You notice that lines up, and we'll come down to that corner and escape a couple of times. So there's our finished floor plan. But you might be saying, well, we haven't put the garage in here yet. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to show you how we can go back in and edit a floor. I could do it now, but I'm going to come back in once I've saved this so that you can see how you can edit a floor. So once you think you've got it right, click on the tick, and you see that becomes a floor or a slab now, and we can look at that and we can see it in 3D. There's our slab there, so have a look at that on yours, and then go back into your ground floor plan. As I said, we want to take this out and drop it down so that we can put in our shed floor. So I'm going to highlight that and edit boundary. I'm going to zoom in on this area and draw a couple of lines, and they really don't matter where they are as long as they just go across and we come down. Make sure that they're horizontal and vertical. That's the only thing we need to worry about. Hit escape a couple of times, check on this line, and now we can click on that dimension, that temporary dimension that's there, and put in what we actually want. So for this one we want 5,600. Again, these are all on your PDF, and enter. And if we click on this one, we want 2950 for that one, 2950, and enter. So that's where our garage slab is going to be, and we need to cut that out of the existing slab. To do that, we need to be able to break these lines and delete these two lines here. Up in the modify section, there is a little button called split element. If you click on that, you get like a little Stanley knife, a little spatula knife. Hover over the line you want to cut, and when you get near a join, you'll see that it actually puts a little line in, and just click there. Same on this one. Click there. Needs to be accurate, of course. You need to get that little line showing. Hit escape a couple of times, highlight that line, and delete on your keyboard, and delete again there. And now we have that floor minus the area where the garage is going to go in. Click OK onto that. Again, we can have a quick look at that just to see what it looks like in 3D. Everything's going well. Come back to our ground plan, and now we want to put in another floor. Again, architectural, concrete slab 100, the same. This time we're going to change the level. Now we could put ground floor minus 100, or we can go in and select our top of footings, which we know is minus 100 from our elevations when we set those up at the start. So we don't have to put any height offset in here at all. It will draw it at the right height. Same thing, but this time we can use a rectangle tool because we have two corner points that we can go to. So I'm just going to snap to that one, come down, snap to that one, double click. Yep, that looks okay, and hit my tick, and we have that in. Now if we go and look at that again in 3D, you can see that we now have our slab edges in. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so we'll move on to the next video now, where we'll be putting our slab edges in, and also our thickeners that go up through the middle or underneath the middle of the slab to support the slab on the ground.